Why are house prices so high in urban British Columbia? In the 1960s, the housing market worked. When demand increased, supply increased. The West End and other suburban areas densified to keep prices in check. But in the 1970s, an anti-density revolution made it practically illegal to densify suburban areas. In Vancouver, before 1973, there were 250 residential towers built. In the decade after, less than 20. Meanwhile, Metro Vancouver population increased by over 30,000 people per year, the equivalent of one West End every year and a half. With supply choked off in cities, greenhouse gas-producing sprawl paved over natural areas, prices steadily increased. With no residence groups to complain, jobs lands were converted into high-density condos, though economists warned about the effects on a working city. Homeowner groups tightened supply with council support. Shaughnessy was once full of affordable housing. Its rental suites were shut down. Cities continued to avoid densifying inner suburbs, demolishing instead older, affordable rental buildings for higher density, including the downtown east side. The result? Average rents went up. Almost 70% of Vancouver residential land continues to be suburban. With smaller families, many of these neighborhoods have less people today than the 1970s. Many economists blame anti-density policies for high prices. But are there other factors? Throughout world history, foreigners are usually blamed for high house prices. After North America's first foreign buyers tax, prices of high-value homes dropped for a few months, then continued their rise. Foreigners buy more than just houses, but those prices don't rise. When they buy other things, we make more of them. Is it our laws against making more housing the problem? Non-economists claim Chinese foreigners are causing high prices for detached houses, purchasing up to 70%, with one-third owned by low-income students or homemakers. Stats Canada's actual numbers: non-residents own 3.2% of detached houses. These include Americans, Europeans, and BC snowbirds who live mostly south. Stats Canada is now researching the claim that foreigners are hiding their ownership. Foreigners are more likely to own condos, which have seen the slowest growth in prices. They own newer, more expensive condos downtown, where many of them have work or businesses. Some are pied-à-terres, common to all major downtowns. Foreign ownership has a long history in Vancouver. Poet Rudyard Kipling bought 2 homes on Fraser. Westminster and 9th had their names changed to Main and Broadway to attract U.S. investors. Vancouver's most renowned neighborhoods were built by Asian investors. Economists continue to claim that foreign buyers have only a modest impact on our house prices. Empty houses. A City of Vancouver study showed that the rate of empty houses has not changed in 15 years. There are many empty homes because strata councils forbid rental. Hundreds of good apartments lie empty. The higher the value of the house, the less likely it is to be occupied full-time. There are 50,000 British Columbians who live south of the border much of the year. Whole neighborhoods are populated by people from urban British Columbia. Some claim supply solutions do not work in Metro Vancouver, that the law of supply and demand works everywhere except in Vancouver's housing market. They observe that new high-density housing is expensive. Well, all new housing is expensive. It is the average price that drops. Speculators are affecting house prices. They rightly believe that our anti-supply house policies will result in even higher prices. Most speculators are actually British Columbians. They will stop speculating when we flood the market with new homes. are NIMBYs responsible for our high prices? It stands for Not in My Backyard. In my view, every owner should have the right to decide what happens on their property. But some want to decide what happens in their neighbor's yard. NIMBYs, Not in My Neighbor's Backyard, wants to restrict property rights of others to prevent them from building housing. Our municipal governments are poorly designed. We have legislators, city councillors, sitting in judgment of development projects. This is a judicial function. A judicial tribunal of knowledgeable people should make judicial decisions. For decades, the pendulum has swung from architects to planners. Planners say function follows form. Start with the form and then make the functions fit inside. Architects say form follows function. What do you want the function to be? Then decide the form. Is it time for the pendulum to swing back? Do you want to see house prices go down? Then we need to deal with the real problem, us. 12 years ago, as mayor of Vancouver, I tried to stop rising house prices through the Eco-Density Initiative. We won't succeed by tinkering with the system. We need major change. I have proposed modernizing city governance by removing elected politicians from public hearings, making zoning function, not form-based, and strengthening property rights by supporting NIMBYs over NIMBYs. Building more housing in many of our least populated areas is illegal. It is doing great harm to our young people and our economy. Let's get the housing market working again. Let's free up our design professionals. Let's restore property rights. Let's legalize housing.